saddling their horses. You might have a cinchy horse, you might have a horse that sits back when you saddle them and tighten up on that cinch, or you might have a horse that just shies away from the saddle. Here's how I see a lot of people saddle their horse. They'll just grab their saddle, they got the blanket on there, and they just throw it up there on that horse's back, and then they flop everything down and go right to saddling that horse. Now, he's been saddled quite a few times, so he's used to having the saddle up there and he's not overreacting. But a horse who hasn't been gradually taught how to be saddled up correctly is gonna flinch, it's gonna make them nervous, and it's gonna make them uneasy. So what we really wanna do when we're saddling up our horse is we wanna take our time and do it in a gradual fashion. So first thing, we wanna make sure that we take a deep breath, that we rub and love on our horse. Let them know that, you know, we appreciate them and that we appreciate that they're standing there nice and quiet for us. I like to start with my saddle blanket first, and I'll bring it up and let my pony smell that blanket, see if he's interested. There, good boy. I'll take a nice big deep breath. There, I like how he lowered that head there. I'll give him a rub for that. And he's licking and chewing up here. So you can see how just my countenance and the way that I'm approaching this is completely changing the situation. Because I'm being fair to my horse, giving him an opportunity to respond to what I'm asking of him. And I'm not just going in and yanking his chains and throwing things on him. I'm letting him be a part of the process. So since he smelled it, then I'll just go ahead and slide it on up there. Now, you know, he's standing nice and still, but say my horse was wiggling around, I might just hold it right here and rub on him and rub him with the pad until he stood still, relaxed, and he accepted the pressure of the pad. But he's doing well, so now I'm going to go ahead and slide that pad right on there. Good boy. And so now I'm going to grab my saddle, and same thing here. I'm going to let my pony smell my saddle there. Good. Good, I like that. Nice big deep breath. I'm going to take my saddle and I'm just going to gently rest it up there. Okay? And so now that my saddle's up there, I'll go ahead and slowly lower down my stirrup. I'll slowly lower down my cinch. I'm not just going to flop them over. I'm going to go ahead and check that other side. Make sure nothing's twisted or messed up here, so it's pretty good. And I'll come right back around to this side. Okay, so then the next thing is we want to make sure that when we cinch them up, that we gradually cinch them up. You see a lot of people, you know, they take their latigo and they grab their cinch, and I could probably let my cinch out a little bit more, but this will work for this. And what they do is they just start wrapping from D-ring to D-ring, and then they just crank up on that latigo and cut their ponies in half because they want to make sure that that saddle is secure and that it's not going to flop up and down, so on and so forth. I want to encourage you to just kind of get it nice and snug, just enough so that that saddle isn't going to flop and roll off your pony. And then do your groundwork. You know, once you've done some groundwork, go in there and check it again. You know, if it feels loose, snug it up a notch or two. Then do a little bit more groundwork, and before you climb on to ride your horse, check that saddle at least one more time and gradually snug it up. It should be snug enough that it's not flopping all over the place and sliding all over the place, but you should still be able to slide your hand behind her. If you can't slide your hand behind her, then that means that your saddle is way too tight and you're going to cause discomfort for your horse. And so if you're finding that you have to get it so tight to keep it on, one thing that you might want to check is your saddle fit to make sure that you have a saddle that's suited for your horse and for your needs. So just remember, take your time and be gradual when you are saddling up your horse. Don't be in a hurry, don't be in a rush just throwing stuff everywhere. You want to set your horse up to be successful, and the best way to set them up to be successful is to clue them in on the process. Let them be a part and make sure that we're being fair to them. And when we're fair to them, we're going to have a soft, safe, and steady ride every time.